Hey, Cedric here. I've been asked a few times about what specific martial arts do I practice or study, and my answer invariably seems to disappoint. I have spent my life kind of cherry-picking things that work for me, that work in situations of practical brutality. I am not finesse or anything elegant to most people, but I believe that there is an elegance in brutality, in that practical brutality, that basic primal movement. These movements, I believe, are ones that we can learn very easily, and ones that we can utilize in panic situations. We can build them into muscle memory. My stick workout, my entire workout, all of my Zombie Fighter Django workouts build these movements into muscle memory and strengthen all those muscles used. I would encourage you to check those out. For lack of a better term, I'm going to call what I do with a stick the art of the simple stick. There's nothing flashy. I do not focus on defense. I focus on a rigorous and unrelenting attack. Defense is something that I believe, what's the word I'm looking for? Just don't get hit is what it comes down to, really. There's a lot of stuff you'll learn from other martial arts, and I would really encourage you to go to Wmpyr's channel. I will put a link down here, and I'm also going to be showing you something new and exciting. I'm naming it after him. He's always been an inspiration to me. He's a great guy. Check him out for the finer points. This is your very basic, very beginner. So all of the movements that I do are what I call bridge movements, okay? They translate over to bare hand, the knife, flail, baton, etc. ad infinitum. This is the Iron McGinn War Club, made with my own tube. Is made of rope, 1/4 inch, 16 carrier polyester rope. This is a triple monkey's fist, no steel in there, and then treated with resin, and woven in is an ironwood branch stick about as big around as my pinky, slightly larger. So this is what we'll be using today. The simplicity of movement, I think, is imperative. We focus on straight lines, lanes of attack, and well, I should put this caveat in that throwing a sloppy punch is far better than not throwing a punch. But otherwise, we want to focus on being very smooth and precise in all of our movements, so that even when we slop up a little bit in a panic situation, we're still going to be very close to a tight tolerance of precision and accuracy with our movements and smoothness. So let's focus on this first. How I like to swing a stick. No, I'm open everywhere. This takes away the advantage that a stick gives us, the reach. This takes it away. Look at this. No. This, slightly better. But that's a wind-up, you know? You're telegraphing movements. Like a punch. Now, Botterette, mantis shrimp food. Scope out some of my videos on my chair-bound striking techniques. You'll dig it. Here's what we want to do. We want to build off the punch. The punch is science. It is a culmination of movement, kinetic linking, that gives us so much more than the sum of our parts. It starts at the ground and we drive off. And we create this chain of movement that comes out and explodes, okay? So that's what we're going to do here. We're going to give the basic impetus, the basic speed with that movement of a punch where we start at the leg, and we drive off the leg, the thigh, the hips, the waist, the shoulder, okay? And you see that starts this certain amount of speed, and that drives the arm out, and at the end of that, we're going to let that stick snap out. Let the stick do some of the work. We don't have to see how we've just lost control when we're swinging it like that. But when we're using straight lines of attack this way, okay? That's the first thing that I wanted to start with, is that basic simple idea that the punch translates over. All right? And Wmpyr also preaches crossover bridging techniques. I would really encourage you to check him out. He's a far better teacher than I. I'm doing this because I've been asked to, and I am a poor teacher. I'll work out with you. I've got great workouts, but it's difficult for me to express myself sometimes. So the stick. Basic movements that we do in the Zombie Fighter Django workout, alright? Here. These are all movements that are strikes. All these movements are fighting movements, alright? When we do this, a huge amount of power is created in this movement. Pow! Pow! Alright? All these movements can be used to strengthen any art that you may practice. Alright? What am I trying to say here? Even if you don't have any kind of stick, do my workouts. I've got the workouts without the stick. Bare hands, weights, fill up your water bottles with sand, all of that. I've got people out there using Listerine bottles filled with sand and water. Awesome. Awesome. What? Oh, my man Alfred. He's been using the workout, and it just made me feel good, man. Thank you. Let me know that you're one of the few using the knuckle duster and everything. So that's really awesome, man. So look, these movements are very simple. Then we move back to Batarat, again, with the punch, alright? But this time we're unfolding slightly differently. This way, we get to use it just like a regular punch. This way, it's slightly different. You can drive more power into this one. It's so almost an anachronistic movement. Let me see here if I can explain myself correctly. You're unfolding like this, like a scissor jack, alright? So if we don't want to lose that power, any power in this movement, we want to gain power, right? So we start off up here, and let me see if I can express this correctly. It'll be a sort of a modified punch, almost as if you're going to let this stick leg back, and you're going to try to hammer fist someone like this, a very clunky hammer fist. That's how we start off, okay? And then we snap it out. So we start here, and that stick will almost come back a little bit, okay? Can you see? I'm going to almost it's going to kind of lag. Let that head lag. And let the rest go out. And it's very similar to how you would crack a bullwhip. So it's not just the power of the punch, but the speed that we get by turning our body into a whip. How along the length of that whip, that movement just builds up and builds up and builds up until, well, with even the lightest stick or a broom handle, you now have a whip with several grams of weight at the end, you know, or more, depending on what you're using. So there, I guess that's what I've got for you now. Again, I'm really not great at expressing myself, but these are just basic movements, okay? The turn, because in life, sometimes it's more than one person. We want to be able to move and remember that we've got other things going on. Be good to yourselves, alright? Because you're worth it. Live free, punch hard. Oh, only 2 days left and only a few online coupons left for my sale on Zombie Fighter Django's Laboratory, my website. Use the coupon code capital Z, capital F, capital J, 103, ZFJ 103 at checkout for 20% off your entire order. Yeah, I just wanted to give a heads up on that. It's almost over. So be good to yourselves. Live free, punch hard, hold your head up high, and I'll see you later. Thanks for coming by.